Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Planescape Torment. Alright, let's head into this building, see what it has to offer for us. Apothecary! Holy cow, I could not read that at all. Festhall Kiln. These shelves are littered with containers holding various powders, liquids, shavings, and the like. Most are unlabeled. That's the same. That is the same. Okay. I think that's mostly all the same. Festhall Kiln. You see a wall-eyed fellow whose skin seems to writhe and ripple across his entire body. He is smacking his chapped lips with a blotched tongue. As you watch, his right eye moves independently of the left, focusing on you. A second later, the left one flicks to look your way, then reverts to its original position. The right eye blinks. A strange gurgling comes from his throat. Greetings? The man gives you a lopsided grin and points at himself with his right thumb. Festhall, I'm called. The alchemist. He points at himself again, this time with his left index finger. The name's Kiln. Need you something? Are you all right? I am. His throat convulses for a moment, then relaxes. A large, green, glowing pustule suddenly bursts from the side of his neck. Something you needed, sir? His throat clenches again, and a wave of quivering flesh swallows the blistering green pustule back beneath the skin of his throat. He coughs violently for a moment, then seems to relax. Phew. May I ask what happened to you? The left eye rolls upward in exasperation. The right eye looks askant. Too much to drink. Too much of what, though? Potions I drank. Too many potions. His mouth slides down beneath his chin. His left nostril forms another one. The most I ever drank, that's for certain. A polymorphin they were, and brewed in limbo. Anything I could do to help? The man's eyes turn inwards to look at each other, then back to you. No! He shudders. The mouth below his chin moves up to envelop the one his nostril formed. This sort of thing happens quite often. We can't seem to help but sample the stock. If you find a way to help, the two of us would be grateful, sir. I had another question. Half of his mouth curls downward into a frown. He shakes his head. Work in the stockroom all day, I do. Yeah. He shudders violently. Suddenly, a third eye pops open over the bridge of his nose. The left one shifts sideways as the new one takes its place. I speak only of the store, sir. That said, the skin of his face seems to eat the new eye, and the left one returns to its old location. Okay. Well, can I buy stuff? I wanted to purchase something. Okay. Clot charm, blood charm, heart charm, dirty rat charm, cranium rat charm, corpse fly charm, cockroach charm. Just a lot of charms. Wait, 2 different cockroach charms? Yeah, they're the same, though. Alright, he just has a bunch of charms. Let's try something. Doesn't seem to be much of anything else in there. What about this, this potion of horrific splitting, or whatever it was called? Horrific separation. I think I can turn off my air conditioner now. It's getting awfully warm in my room. Yes, I am. The exotic items, front of the store. Elixir of horrific separation. I'll take it. Farewell. Still weirded out that that woman who supposedly loved him just vanished. I've got this elixir of horrific separation. Do you think that'd help you? Both his eyes suddenly snap to the small bottle in your hands. He nods, smacking his lips. Here you are, then. 6,000 experience points. Festhall Kiln takes the bottle in both his hands and places it beneath the counter. His left eye focuses on you, while his right eye and hand concentrate on scribbling furiously on the countertop. We could use this to make something that'll fix us. Right on up. Now, if you'll give us a moment, when we got it all worked out, we'll make you some healing stuff for a reward. He turns to head to the back of the shop. All right, farewell for now, then. This one goes here, and this one goes there. Ah. I already have. Hello. This man closely resembles Festhall Kiln, though without the crawling skin and constant subtle mutations. Greetings again, sir, and well met. And what is it I, Festhall, can do for you? I was hoping to get some healing concoctions. Yes, of course, your reward. Let's see now. I'll manufacture them for you for nothing, of course, but I'll need the proper ingredients. An Oni's heart, or powdered hematite, or the hair of a diva, or a thread from an Asimon's robe, or the blood of a regenerating creature, such as a troll, or... Actually, my wounds heal very quickly. Festhall raises an eyebrow. Do they now? Well, then your own blood just might do. Here, give me a sample if you would. Give him a bit of your blood. Oh god! Oh god! A gallon! After drawing a small quantity of her blood and retreating to the back of the store, Festhall returns with a number of what appears to be hardened drops of blood. Placed upon one's tongue, these clot charms will heal existing wounds and aid in the prevention of new ones, for a time. Thanks, I had some questions. My humblest apologies, sir, but I only speak of the store. Besides, I rarely leave the store. You see? You'd be better off finding another to answer your questions. Alright, wanted to buy something. Is it the same thing? Yep. So, I got 10 clot charms. That's not too bad, actually. Alright, what do you have to say? This man's face closely resembles Festhall Kiln's, but though without the crawling skin and constant subtle mutations. Got some questions. Can I buy something then? Okay. Alright, well. Done and done. That was a nice quick experience, bit of experience. Hey, Namel made it over there. Nice.
Done.
I do wonder if some of these characters are supposed to be references. Sarhava Visual. The smell of alcohol wafts heavily from this young woman, and despite her dark skin, you can see that her face, beautiful but cruel-looking, is flushed. She is slender but well-muscled, adorned with exotic jewelry and translucent silk clothing. Numerous scars crisscross her thighs and forearms. They look to be from battle wounds. Greetings!
Well, well, what have we here? A little tiefling gutter queen come crawling out of the hive?
The woman pouts, talking as one would to a small child.
Are you lost, little tiefling? Oh, look, it has a tail. How cute.
Anna flushes, and with a snarl, blades sprout from her fists.
Now, fiendkin, don't do that.
The woman seems unconcerned as Anna draws her weapons, and clucks disapprovingly with her tongue.
Careful now. I'll remove that tail of yours and feed it to my dogs. Young Sarhava Visual, could it be you?
The young woman appears confused for a moment, then recognizes Fall from Grace. She seems startled and abashed.
Mistress Grace, I had not noticed you. Only shamefully do I admit this, for your noble appearance would be obvious to even a dullard.
Obviously you rank less than a dullard, girl. Oh, I want to do this. Doing it. She stares at you for a moment, surprised, before snarling and reaching for her dagger. Oh, no, I want to load. She gasps in shock.
You fool, are you mad? The guards would never take your word over mine.
You're obviously drunk, and those scars of yours mark you as the fighting sort. You probably have a reputation for this sort of thing already. I think they just might. She stares hard at you, grinding her teeth.
Let us drop the whole matter, then, and be on our separate ways.
Agreed. You've already wasted enough of my time. Farewell. Alright, let's see what happens. All right. I'm gonna quickly load. Let's see. Autosave leaving, I hope. 12:32. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That is good. Autosave was good.
I'm gone.
All right, let's let Fall from Grace say her piece. Let Grace continue to speak. Fall from Grace gives the barest of nods. Fall from your words are most skillfully chosen, unlike those heard so recently. She seems shamed.
Yes, mistress, I regret that such words were spoken in your presence.
I regret that they were spoken at all. Her tone barely changes, but the subtle reprimand seems to crack the young woman's face like a whip.
It pains to see an old student of mine behaving so.
She frowns and regains her composure.
In any event, mistress, what brings you out of the establishment? Some errand?
These are my companions that I am traveling with. I would expect the same courtesy given to them that you have given to me. Such is a hallmark of the responsibility of those noble born. Anna glares at Grace and Sarhava furiously. Sarhava bows low.
Then allow me to excuse myself with an apology, Mistress Grace. To you and your companions, my words were ill-chosen. 'Tis the drink that caused me to speak such rubbish, and I am filled with shame for having belittled myself so before my teacher of old.
She bows, turns, and leaves. I'm kind of tempted to reload and fight her, but I've got Salabesh the Onyx. This tall, thin man, dressed in heavy crimson robes, has sharp, pinched features. He bows regally as you approach him. I am Salabesh, oft called Salabesh the Onyx, future mage tutor for the Civic Festhall. You have business with me, I take it? No, just some questions. About what? Not the ward and the like, I hope. Plenty more common folk could answer such questions, and I'd just as soon direct you to one of them. Why are you called the Onyx? A long tale, which I'll shorten to save my breath. In my youth, I was called Salabesh the Golden, for I was said to have a heart of gold, small, hard, and yellow. Well, I cursed the fool who started that, so that he could only speak from his arse and defecate through his mouth. The Onyx appellation, along the same lines as the Golden, though admittedly somewhat less clever, soon followed. In any case, I'm a much kinder fellow now, far less prone to laying curses and the like. I'm not certain if I deserve the name any longer. You cursed him so that what? Oh, yes, you heard right. Salabesh sighs happily and chuckles to himself. That sort of thing is why I'm known as the Master of Curses, you know. And another question. What do you mean by future mage tutor of the Festhall?
Updated my journal.
It's a prestigious position to be an official tutor in one of the Festhall's training chambers. It's my intention to one day take the position of mage's tutor, but the title's currently in the possession of the Lady Thorncombe. If only I could somehow prove that I'd be a superior tutor. I have another question. Do you know of a cursed man named Reekwind?
Updated my journal.
Reek? Salabesh's eyebrows suddenly dart up. Oh, yes, Jumble Murder Sense cursed that man, if I recall correctly. Why? Seeking to get his curse undone? Good luck. Only Jumble can do that, you know? Where would I find this Jumble Murder Sense? That is an insane name. Within the Civic Festhall, I suppose. Short, portly fellow with a leering smile. Never speaks, so you'll be hard-pressed to get anything out of him. I had another question. I'm not surprised. Never mind, farewell. Alright. Well, we've got our next step on that one. Alright, let's head into the Civic Festhall. I assume that's what this is. There's Yomi, Splinter. Alright, I wasn't exactly expecting to come into harpsichord music.
Done.
There's nothing hidden behind the bars which adorn the face of this pillar. Murtwin the Headless. Bonk. There's a jumble murder sense there. Alright, well, we did want to talk to this person. The stern-looking older woman seems to be looking for someone. Her eyes fix upon your face as you approach her.
You there? Might I have a word with you?
Yes. You're Yolmi, correct? I spoke to your messenger.
Updated my journal.
I am pleased to meet you then, she gives a slight bow. I would make you a somewhat unusual proposal, though you must admit that you are an unusual man. I will give you 1,000 copper commons for your permission to kill you. Are you open to discussion on the matter?
But why? Yomi doesn't bat an eyelash.
But why not? I thought it might be an interesting experience, paying someone for the privilege of murdering them. When I first heard rumors of your existence, how could I resist? So, what is your answer? Shall we discuss the matter in greater detail?
One moment. Where did you hear these rumors? Yolmi frowns.
One hears all sorts of things in the Festhall. How could one not eventually hear of a man like you? Again, I ask, will you consider my proposal?
Yes, let's work out the details. After a short discussion, it comes down to the following terms. Yolmi will pay you 2,000 copper commons. In return, you will allow her to drive her dagger into your heart. She will wait for you to awaken, at which point she will give you the coin. Do you agree to this then? Yes, let's do it. The affair is over in moments. She's already cleaned her blade and put it away by the time you've recovered. After picking yourself up off the Festhall floor, Yolmi hands you several rolls of copper coins while you rub your aching chest.
Somewhat disappointing, I must admit. Ah, well, coin well spent nonetheless. Farewell.
Yes, farewell. So I want to point out that a lot of times when you get killed, there is enough time for you to be transported to the mortuary. And yet this time, I mean, how long was she waiting here? How long was everyone waiting around while I was laying on the floor, bleeding, dying, and then dead, and etc.? You know, I mean, it just seems like it would be, you know, I guess what I'm saying is that at times it's conveniently quick to recover from death, and at other times it's, I don't want to say conveniently long, but it's long, a long time to recover. But hey, I got 2,000 coins out of it.
Updated my journal.
She turns her hard eyes on you. There's a glint of recognition as they pass over your face.
Yes?
I had some questions, Yolmi.
Yolmi shakes her head. There are others who might answer your questions. I would ask that you find one and lead me to my search. Farewell.
Okay. Alright, Splinter. This towering man's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving you a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Festhall, traveler. We are Splinter, doorman to the Festhall and priest king of How may we help you? Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding, a deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensorium or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items, and such. How can I buy something from the Sensate vaults? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. What if I already was a Sensate? I haven't come to this place in a long time, but I assure you, I was a Sensate. Splinter bends down a ways to examine you more closely. We do not recognize you, but we see no lies dripping from your tongue. Very well, we shall grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, if you can show us what sensations you have gathered recently. Alright, I'm ready. We would ask you for 5 sensations, then, each pertaining to one of the body's senses, or a single experience which has strong elements of all 5 senses. I'd have a single experience to contribute, then. I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the the corpses in their care have seen. Splinter nods. Go on. Go on. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lay on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sounds were the squeals of labored metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary or rushed on rusted iron tracks. He nods. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter? Yes, we welcome you back, traveler, and grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation. Thanks, Splinter. I had a question. 10,000 experience points. Holy cow. I wanted to ask about you. There is little to say that we have not told you. We are the Splinter, doorman to the Festhall, demigod son of Isahar, and priest king of Planewalkers came to our world and told us of the Society of Sensation. We were fascinated and returned with them. We left in the capable hands of our queen so that we might come here to this place and experience servitude and humility for a time. As time does not pass here as it does in the century we have spent here will be as a mere several months in our own world. After another decade or so, we imagine we shall be ready to return to and rule it once more. I see. I had another question. How can you help me, Splinter? Let's see. I'd like to buy something from the Sensate Vaults. Identify friends, blindness, heart charm, clot charm, charcoal charm. Luck blur. Power word blind. Holy cow, that's expensive. Aid, huh? Remove curse. Okay. Interesting. So not a whole lot that they sell. Won't buy my intestines, apparently. Well, he can get some of these things. Let's go ahead and buy him a Scroll of Identify. Alright, now I'm curious about what he will buy, because I can buy a scroll, the scrolls for 72. He would buy them back for 80, except I can't actually sell them back. I'm going to have to compare the prices here. And actually, maybe I don't want him to have this. Maybe I want Dakon to have this, because I do think that I will be using Dakon more. Succeeded in learning the spell. Excellent. Just go ahead and equip that. Alright, back to talking to you. I had some... Well, yeah, let's do some questions first. Let's see. Is there somewhere I could rest here? Yes, there are lodgings within the Festhall. Should you wish to visit them, walk eastwards through the Festhall from here. You will eventually come to them. Speak to the room clerk there. Another question. Tell me about the Festhall. The Civic Festhall is one of the largest buildings in Sigil, fitting as it is home to the Society of Sensation, the city's largest faction. It holds the sensoriums, lecture halls, training chambers, and such for visitors and members of the Society alike. Tell me about the Society of Sensation. The core of the Sensate's belief is that the multiverse can only be truly known through the senses. If one cannot sense it, then a thing isn't. Only through experience, through experiencing all the sensations to be had, can the full truth of the multiverse be revealed. The Society of Sensation, then, is where experiences gather and are shared with others, usually via the sensoriums. I had another question. I'm talking about the Society of Sense. Okay, another question. There was someone I was looking for here. Who was it you were seeking, traveler? Merriman. Merriman is usually pacing back and forth around the lecture halls. Travel through the middle door on the eastern wall, and the door beyond that as well. He will likely be wandering within the hallway you'll find yourself in. Let's add another question. I'm looking for someone. Montague, a factotum here. Montague is a busy young man. He can usually be found moving between his chamber and the 3 that lie along the eastern wall. Thanks, I had another question. I was looking. Okay, nope. Is there anyone here who might know about Ravel Puzzlewell? Splinter closes his eyes and thinks briefly. We would recommend that you speak to a wizard by the name of Quell about Ravel. Quell is always somewhere in the Festhall, most often in the private sensorium. I had another question. How can you help me? What lectures are there to attend? The Festhall's current speakers include Death's Advocate, who speaks of death and what follows it. Gissus the Crooked, who speaks of the Blood War, and 3 Planes Aligned, who speaks of the power of alignment and belief. Assuming they are currently here and well, we could direct you to one of their lectures at any time. Alright, nope, that's all I wish to know. Farewell. Alright, Sensate, Yolmi, Oh, I missed, what's his name? Oh well. Let's go, explore a bit. Gissus the Crooked. A squat, hunched man, old man, still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of a worker or warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. He appears to be giving a lecture at the moment. We'll leave for now. Warriors in training, all. This rack of wooden sparring weapons holds nothing of interest to you. Barrier. Sparring dummy has suffered much abuse at the hands of warriors in training. They're all just warriors in training. Okay, through here. Jumble Murder Sense. We want to talk to you. The short, balding man's orange tunic and rather sizable gut gives him the look of a walking pumpkin. He is absent-mindedly patting his large paunch with a slow rhythm, as if it were a drum. The man's odd, crooked smile and strange gleam in his eyes make him look a bit mad. Greetings! The man gives an exaggerated, flourishing bow and presents a small card which reads only Jumble Murder Sense, Chaositech Sorcerer Extraordinaire. He then snatches a card from your grasp and proceeds to eat it, grinning wildly all the while. Mort whispers, somewhere an asylum is one barmy short. I would like you to remove Requin's curse. Jumble pretends not to hear you, instead belching loudly and resuming his belly drumming. His eyes wander around the Festhall. Remove his curse, Jumble, before I'm forced to hurt you. Is there anything I could do so that you'd remove Requin's curse? Jumble won't look at you, shakes his head. Remove Requin's curse, Jumble, before I'm forced to hurt you. Jumble raises one eyebrow and takes a step back. He opens his mouth abruptly, and though his lips or throat don't move or shape any words or sound, a torrent of incomprehensible babbling begins to pour forth. What the?
Updated my journal.
Jumble shuts his mouth, and the babbling ceases. He peers at you through narrowed eyes, a self-satisfied smile on his pudgy face. Suddenly you hiccup, and hiccup, and hiccup, and hiccup again. Jumble Murder Sense merely turns his head and waves you away. Uh-oh. Looks like you just got a curse thrown down on you, Chief. What have you done to me, Jumble? Jumble ignores you entirely. I better find someone who can help me lose this curse. Farewell. I imagine that would prevent me from casting spells. Maybe even, attacking. Alright, you know what? I think it's about time to end the episode anyway. So I'm going to run back through that stuff and not get cursed. because I don't want to spend the money to get Remove Curse. So, in the next episode, we will continue to explore the Civic Festhall after I have talked to the people again. See you next time, everyone.